Hello, it's good to be back with you for another period of Bible study. I'm glad you can watch today. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to worship with us at the Bearden Church of Christ. You'll receive a warm welcome if you do. In our Bible study, we've gotten into the third chapter of Genesis, and we've made our way down to verse 17, which is where we'll begin today. Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field, and the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it thou wast taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Man at this point would now have to work for his food, and those who have gardens understand this. You understand, those with gardens especially, understand there is work involved in having a garden and growing your own food. First off, the ground has to be broken, then the seed has to be planted, and then even after the seed has come up, has become plants, that they have to be weeded. Sometimes it's difficult to tell the weed from the plant even. But they have to be weeded, they have to be watered, they have to be fertilized. You have to hope for good weather. Then the plant, whatever you've planted, has to be harvested. There's work to having food from a garden. You have to be on the lookout for pests and take preventive measures to keep insects out of the garden or to keep other animals from coming in and eating of the food. So you have to fight against pests, you have to fight against disease. There's work to growing your own food. And now man will come to understand this. And so not only is having to work for his food a punishment to man for sin, but it's also a way of God reminding man of man's dependence upon God. My mom grew up on a farm, and she once said that watching stuff grow made you feel closer to God, and I think there's some truth to that. You're growing a garden, raising animals, you come to realize how much God is in control. You come to realize that. And so now we go on into verse 20, and it says, And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she is the mother of all living, and indeed all humanity has descended from Adam and Eve. So now we come into verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skin, and clothed them. I think the thing that we can learn from this particular verse is this. When we look back earlier in this chapter, when Adam and Eve realized their nakedness, they made for themselves aprons of leaves. God here makes them coats of skin. The clothes he designed was far superior than what they had done. And let's remember that as we go through life, God's plans are always better than man's plans. So when we read the Bible, don't ever question, why does God have us do things this way? Realize God is indeed wiser, and his ways are the better ways. Let us seek his ways. Now we come down to verses 22 through 24. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, so to till the ground from whence he was taken. For he drove out the man, and placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. And so now man finds himself removed from the Garden of Eden, to which he can return no more. Man was now mortal, that is, man would suffer death. Thankfully, though, the Lord has made a way for man to be restored unto God and to live eternally. Yes, if we live faithfully, we can partake of that tree of life. And so I thank you for watching today. We have concluded the third chapter of Genesis. We'll begin in Genesis chapter 4 tomorrow. I thank you for watching. I hope you'll continue to watch. More than that, I hope you'll join us for worship services at the Bearden Church of Christ. We meet at 745 Cedar Street in Bearden. If you're coming from out of town, that's Arkansas Highway 203. We meet on Sundays at 10 a.m. for Bible study, at 11 a.m. for Sunday morning worship service, again at 5 p.m. for evening worship service. And we meet on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock for midweek Bible study. We hope you can come join us. Thank you for watching, everybody. Goodbye, and God bless.